Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, I do hope happy Monday, August 1st, here, 2022. I do hope that you are doing fantastic. Oh my goodness, we're way past halftime right now of this year, and I'm reflective on that. If you looked at the heading for this particular video, it says, "Have you lost your marbles? Make every marble count, make every day count." Let me tell you what I mean by that. Some of you may be familiar with uh, a movie. Is well, maybe you're not, but you may be familiar with the phrase "lose your marbles." And "lose your marbles," the phrase came from a movie in 1954. It was Ernest Borgnine was a famous actor in those days, and he was in a movie called The Caine Mutiny, and his character was jiggling these marbles, and it was related to your mind. If you lose your marbles, you've lost your mind. That was the association, and that's what that phrase means. So my question is, have you lost your marbles? Now, I'm not necessarily asking you, although if you look at our world today, there are probably many people that I would say yes. But really, my point for today in this message is about looking at marbles as representative of years of your life. Have you spent your marbles? And many of us who are watching right now, I would dare say, have probably spent more of our marbles than we have remaining. Here's where this whole idea came from. It's an old exercise that many of you have seen before, but I saw it recently and it reminded me that time is passing. I started this the message with we're past halftime. You know, in July was the beginning of the second half of 2022, and now we're in August and we're moving on, and time is passing. And so I remember this demonstration I saw recently. And again, many of you may have heard of the big rock theory or the big ball theory or whatever. Well, this person was using rocks or marbles rather. And so I went and got some marbles. And if you don't know, the life expectancy in the United States is 80 years old, 80 years young, whichever way you want to look at it. And if you have approached 40, if you're 40 years old or just past 40 or past 40 a few years ago or just approaching it, that means that literally we're in the second half of our life, right? And so the question is, when you start looking at that, we have less time ahead of us than we had behind us. And that's a sobering thought. And so what I did was I went and they got all of these marbles. I went and got 80 marbles, right? 80 little nice marbles. And we put them all in the jar. But we put the number of years that you are old in a jar, right? And so these are the ones that are spent. And then we put the remaining ones for leading up to being 80. And I don't know about you, but I have a lot less in the years that are remaining than I have that's passed. And when I did this, when I physically did it, I know intellectually we can think about it. When I physically did it, it was like, ooh, there's not a lot more left in here. And it makes everyone precious. And how we spend our time every year should be thoughtful, should be fun. It doesn't have to be heavy duty, but it should be what you want it to be. You know, I did a presentation not long ago, and it was talking about dare to live by design, not default. And I talk about making your next chapter your best chapter, and how do you go about doing that instead of just arbitrarily letting things happen in your life. How do you decide what you want your life to be like, the second half of your life, and how do you want to live your legacy? And I say you should live your legacy, not just leave it. You got to live it. And so when I look at these remaining years that I have, and whatever number of years you have left, what are you doing to design it the way that you really want? What do you really want to contribute to the world? I truly believe we all came prepackaged with gifts and talents and abilities and things that we are charged to give to the world. And so the question is, are you about doing that? And even if you are a little bit, are you really doing it full out to the point where you'll be satisfied, where you feel like you really made a contribution to our world. Horace Mann says it's a shame that man should die and have not made a contribution to the world. So, what have you done? What are you doing that's going to make sure that you've done that, that it mattered that you lived, that you used the last of your marbles, the years of your life in a productive way, an exciting way, a fulfilling way, a way that makes your mark in the world? Make every marble count, or make every day count. That's my message for you today. And I hope that you internalize it. And if you get the marbles, you should do that. Get you 80 marbles or more, but 80 is the number. And we may, some will live longer than 80, some shorter, but 80 is the average number. Get those. Put the number of years that you are old in one jar and the remaining in another, and see how sobering that is. That's my story for you today. Hey, I look forward to talking with you next time. Take good care of yourself. God bless. Bye. Celeste for now. Woo-hoo. Let's turn this off.